Yo, tune in, we're here to spit, talking football, we don't quit. From kickoff to the final play, crack and bruise, we're here all day. Three cats with a passion for the game, giving you the scoop, not just the fame. Every episode, new beer to explore, while we break down the score. So lean in, we're your weekly guide to the field where legends reside. With a cold one, we'll ride on this football journey side by side. It's about football, but barely weekly. Cheers, we're clearly gonna talk those game day hits. With a beer in hand, that's it. From the snap to the end zone dance, we cover it all. Give you that chance to laugh, learn, and sip with class. Discussing tactics, not just the grass. Draft picks, trades, and all the stats. We're here to chat, to break through the facts. Each brew we taste, we'll share our view on plays, players, and what's true. So sit back, enjoy the ride. We'll keep it real, no need to hide. With football talk and beer in sight, we're here to make your night. It's about football, but barely weekly. Cheers, we're clearly gonna talk those game day hits. With a beer in hand, that's it. We'll dissect each quarter's tale with a cold one without fail. So join us, let's have some fun. Football and beer, second to none.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Beer League Football Podcast. It's going to be back here with the boys. We've got Pickles and Corn on the Cob on the top right. We got the pet himself, Trev Scott on the bottom, and me. I'm like that. So we're getting ready to kick off this show. How are we doing, boys? Big exciting week in the NFL, obviously.
Some would say the most exciting.
Some would say the most exciting Super Bowl weekend. I'm going to go ahead. Kerry, let's get your thoughts on the game. Just go ahead and get this out of the way.
It's beautiful. If only I could have watched it, you know. Dearly Kerry's Super Bowl boycott was in full effect. I did not watch the game. I did not see any clips. I did not see anything about the Super Bowl. And I could care less. So I'm glad the Chiefs lost.
Do you wish you watched it at all?
Nope.
You didn't miss out.
Care less.
It was
certainly a game.
It was a spanking. It was a football game.
It was.
Football was played.
You missed out on a football game, Kerry.
I think the only thing
Not a good football game, but a football game.
The only thing I missed out on was seeing Taylor Swift get booed. I feel like that's the only thing worth missing.
She did get booed.
She did get booed. Although, to be fair, not on her. I'll put that out there. It's not on her.
Yeah,
listen. No, it's not her fault she gets booed. No.
Yeah, she could be a more likable person.
I don't think she's that unlikable.
Do you?
I don't think she's that unlikable. I think the fact that they cut to her all the time is the reason she gets booed. It's like, especially by the people that are there to watch football, when they keep showing Taylor Swift up on the Jumbotron, they're like, okay, guys, we're trying to watch a football game here.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I see a replay of the flag that was just thrown?
Did they show Taylor Swift or Trump more?
Huh?
Did they show Taylor Swift or Trump more during the game?
They both got booed, so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like they didn't show, they definitely showed Taylor Swift more in previous years. I feel like I only saw her a couple times during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I agree.
It's definitely quieter this year than previous years.
Yeah. She was just wearing a normal outfit, too. It's like a white top, jean skirt, I think.
Oh. Were you paying attention to that, Trevor?
You know, it was on, it was on the screen for like 5 seconds. You know, I had to look at
Bro,
something.
have you ever worn a skirt before?
No, but I've worn a kilt.
Okay.
I've worn a dress.
What?
Yep, that's a true fact about me.
Did you
Alrighty.
No follow-up questions?
Alrighty. Let's get into talking about beer. What are we drinking tonight, guys? We're at the Beer League Football Podcast. Oh, and I haven't even looked at the chat. Esai is here. Cheers, fellas. Amen to the Eagles for stoping the stoping the nonsense. Or
Couldn't
sorry,
mean stomping.
stoping the nonsense.
Oh.
I agree. I'm getting ready to put another promo code on the merch link in the description below. Code Esai. I'm getting ready to do that again.
Honestly, if the Eagles weren't from Philadelphia and Nick Sirianni wasn't their coach, I'd be happy for them. Just the fact they're from Philadelphia and Sirianni's the coach, I can't do it.
Yeah,
Sorry.
they really let the city have it. Some clips I've seen.
Yeah.
But
I'm surprised it's still standing again, honestly.
yeah, it's not as bad as I thought they were going to do to it, honestly.
You know, I mean, they've won what, two or three in the last 20 years?
Two.
Two?
20? Last 20 years?
Two.
Yeah,
I
two.
couldn't remember if they won one with McNow or not.
No, they did
No,
not.
but you remember the Philly special, right?
I do, unfortunately,
Yeah.
sadly.
Is there a story behind pickles and corn on the cob? Do you have some barbecue?
No, I was just making my thing today, and I'm like, you know what? Let's put something random. Let's put pickles and corn on the cob. I bet somebody out there, slathered some pickles on corn on the cob and just go, and loved it,
Doesn't sound like it would be that bad together.
I was also thinking about, what about this combo? Corn on the cob covered in cotton candy. How would that be?
That makes me, you just saying that makes me want to throw up.
How
Wait,
much would
you were
it
just
take to
thinking
try
about that? When?
When I was coming on the podcast, I was like, wonder how that would feel.
Esai, don't worry. I'm going to get my licks in on everybody tonight, including myself.
It's fair.
What are you drinking, Gary? What was that? Let me go grab mine.
I've got a Florida beer tonight. I got an Airboat Amber Ale. It is a Nature's Finest Amber Ale from the Everglades Fishing Company, 5% ABV, a solid amber. It's got this little airboat on it. I've never been in an airboat before. Never really want to, though.
Airboats are loud, man.
You've never been in an airboat?
No, I don't
You
want to
live
go.
way too close to the Everglades to have never been on an airboat.
I feel like I would be the one person that would go on an airboat and then it would sink, and I would get eaten by a gator. Now would be the end. Of
They don't really sink.
it.
Yeah, they're really light. They go really fast, too.
They do go really fast.
I don't know. It's a solid-
Trevor, what are you
solid-
drinking?
Solid amber, though. I like it.
From Titusville, Florida.
Uh-oh.
Linda Brewing Company. We got the Pleasure Chest.
Whoa!
Hey, what was yours called, Gary?
The Airboat Amber Ale from Everglades Fishing Company?
The Airboat, the Pleasure Chest. And guys,
Mine's
we got
out of
3
beer.
craft brews. This is back-to-back shows. We got 3 craft brews.
We're cooking.
Wow.
We're starting
What
off
beer
the
is it?
season the right way.
I'm rocking. I'm gonna get the can up so everyone can see it. There you go. 7 Bridges. It says brewed in Alpharetta, but I did buy this at their Gainesville location, which is about 5 minutes from the house.
It's a pretty
And I
camp.
didn't know it existed until today. So,
Wow. That's pretty neat. Trevor, how
Jekyll
do you-
Brewing Company, Alpharetta, Georgia, and then also Gainesville, Georgia, apparently.
Trevor, are you getting pleasured right now?
Not physically. No.
So that beer can does not give you physical pleasure?
Pleasure Chest. No, but I'll tell you what. I'm kind of growing
Have you-
fond of IPAs. I just stick them in the freezer like 5 minutes before I drink them. And they're really good. I can slug them down.
Have you
This
ever
is an
found-
Oktoberfest lager, by the way. The 7 Bridges Oktoberfest lager.
Have you ever found yourself in a place called the Pleasure Chest, Trevor? Because I feel like I could see you there looking for some toys.
The Pleasure Chest? No, that sounds
That
freaky.
definitely seems like a place like where you want to be.
No, but I thought about going. There's a massage parlor beside where I live. I thought about getting a massage there, but they don't have.
It's called
a website.
Magic Hands, isn't it?
They don't have. I don't remember what it's called, but they don't They don't have a website. They don't have a Facebook. They got nothing.
That's
So
probably where Justin Tucker and Deshaun Watson go, you know?
it might be a little pleasure.
When they're
test.
in the area, yeah.
No, Trevor's
gotta
going to walk
wait.
in there and see Baker.
I'm gonna
Mayfield.
be honest, Eastside. That might be the worst thing I've ever heard. Lagunitas IPA.
It's
I
not
hate
I
bad.
haven't had those in a
Lagunitas.
while.
Lagunitas.
Will always be known as Lagintas.
To
Always.
you. I hate Lagunitas.
They're pretty weak, not great.
Chill out,
tasting.
Justin Tucker.
Carrie, I noticed in my kitchen your beer can wall has kind of inspired me. I started saving my favorite beer cans, and I have like 6 really awesome beer cans in my kitchen right now.
It's a great thing to do. I'm close, if not at 100 beer cans in my kitchen.
That's
right now.
awesome. I'm at like 6.
Wait,
One
are
of
they
them's
all
Folgers.
different?
Yeah, 100 different beer cans.
Wow. So here's my plan, because I was keeping all my beer cans and bottles, and then my girlfriend, then fiance, now wife, was unhappy with that arrangement. So what I think I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna cut out like the part of the label where like the actual art is, and then like scrapbook it almost.
It's a good idea.
I wanted to do that. That sounds cool.
There's got to be a way for. There's just got to be something.
And I'll just have to go back and find all those random beers that I've had before and buy a couple more, drink a couple more, man.
You need to make a beer quilt. And then you can just sleep
I
in
feel
it.
that would be the most uncomfortable thing on the face of the
A
planet.
beer quilt.
a beer quilt.
A beer quilt.
It just like jangles when you pull it over.
It'd probably
That's
be warm.
really
honestly.
as fuck. We go over to Carrie. Next time I go over to Carrie's, he's just got his fucking blanket. It's just a beer quilt.
I think we need the best in beer quilts. Like, we need to corner the beer quilt market.
You know what?
Put it on the beer.
You know what,
merch.
Carrie? You might be right. We'll look into it.
I'm surprised we haven't started rating beers. You know how redacted.
maybe we need
You
to
should.
do. Maybe this is what we need to do. We need to like do a separate short show in the off season where like we'll send each other beers and then we rate them.
Okay.
I mean, obviously you'd have to like send 3 or 4 at a time, because otherwise it's just not gonna, like, you're not gonna get them in time to do a show.
I need to learn my beer lingo. Like hoppy, I think I know what it means to be hoppy, but I'm not, I need to refresh on that. But I'm
Have a
down to
Lagunitas.
the beer.
Have a Lagunitas. That's hoppy.
Gotcha.
Isai, you gonna tune in for that one? Because we'd love to have you there. It probably wouldn't be live, but
Carrie would just be like, "Oh, it tastes like Miller Lite. Just tastes like every other light beer."
Hey, who won that challenge? I don't want to hear it, Trevor.
I thought I won that challenge.
I
No,
won that challenge. That was
Carrie
the only
won
thing
it.
I won.
But Carrie did admit he was just guessing the whole time.
That is true, but it worked. Beer
No,
expert over here.
The problem is Heineken and Stella taste too much alike. That's the problem.
That's what happened to me, and I guessed the same beer twice in a row because I knew one of them was Miller Lite.
I finished second.
Yeah.
Zane finished dead fucking last.
Some of
That was a
those
good
beers are hard.
But
to
that was fun. I enjoyed beer tasting with the boys. So let's talk a little bit about the game. I guess this is going to be mostly me and Trevor talking. And a little bit about the aftermath of the game as well. You had a lot of people coming out and saying the GOAT debate's over. Patrick Mahomes, like, he's never going to be the GOAT now because of this performance in the Super Bowl. What do you have? What are your thoughts on that, Trevor?
Isn't he still on a better trajectory than Brady? I
Yeah,
know that doesn't mean
theoretically.
anything, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's always going to come down to the end of their career. But this wasn't going to make or break the GOAT case. But I don't know. I feel like there's no point in like overreacting after one game.
I mean,
See what he does for the next few years.
Brady has never had a horrible Super Bowl game.
Are you sure?
Even in the Giants games in which he lost, he didn't, what did Mahomes' final rating for that game? I think Zach sent it or something. His QBR or whatever was.
It was like 11 or something at
It's
one
like
point.
11. That was kind of crazy. It would have probably been single digits without the second, like the fourth quarter.
It's just it's too early. It was too early for the GOAT talk anyway. Like Brady played 20-something years, and we're talking about Mahomes after, 8 years in? It's way too early.
Yeah.
And part of the reason why Brady's the GOAT is just longevity, that he's able to play for so long, so well. And that's what Trevor's favorite guy, LeBron James, what you could use an argument that for him is that LeBron's been able to play at a high level for longer than Jordan did.
Kerry said he might get another ring with Luka coming to town.
Okay, we got a special guest joining the show right now. What's up, Zane?
I think Rachaad White settled the debate.
Yeah, is that what happened?
Rachaad White.
Rachaad White settled the debate.
Yeah, there ain't no debate anymore.
Okay. How so?
If they don't give it to him, it's a fucking travesty. Like, I didn't even try, and I got
Zane, you clearly
that's
tried.
a lie.
You run the ball 40 times a
tried.
game.
Huh?
You run the ball 40 times a game.
Yeah, but I mean, that's my game plan. I mean, that would have been the same with or without Rachaad White. That's how I play this fucking game. But the thing is, dude, most rushing yards in a single game, most rushing touchdowns in a single game, and in a playoff game. He had the most touchdowns in a single season by any running back.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay.
He's going to probably break the playoff record. Dude, he is hands down the MVP. I don't get
what about Malik Willis having the most passing touchdowns in a single game, the most passing touchdowns in a single season, the most passing yards in a single season?
Ever?
MVP.
Yes, in the record books.
I think you give it to the running back. I know I might be biased, but I think you give it to the running back.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to be a running back.
Not when you run the ball that much.
Dude, look at his yards per carry, baby. It ain't no 3. There ain't no 3 yards a carry.
Well, Zane, we appreciate you.
Carry is 8. Yeah, you got 8 yards a carry, dude.
Dude, we appreciate you calling into the Beerly Football Podcast, talk about the Madden League. We need to put more eyeballs on that.
We do.
Yeah.
Oh, are you on the podcast?
Yeah, you're on the podcast, not just me.
I'm on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
call him right now, and you can be on the Beerly podcast.
There he went.
I don't know why he hung
Gotta
up.
drink these IPAs fast. That last sip I had, disgusting.
At least you're honest, man.
Shout out
Disgusting.
to the winning by.
I thought you said
40
you were turning into an IPA guy,
Yeah.
See, he lied.
and you just
No,
didn't like that.
No, it's over. It's gone. I drank it all. But
Good work.
You said the
He went-
last taste was disgusting.
last
He
sip was
went-
bad.
He went to the pleasure chest, all right. All right, before I forget, final pick'em results from the season. Unfortunately, it's over. And with the Super Bowl, Trevor and Zach both picked the Eagles, picking up wins to end the season. I picked the Chiefs, took the L, but I'm fine with it. Final Beerly results for 2024. Kerry finished in last place with 26-38. A rough year for me. Zach finished second, 30-34 in the year. And Trevor took home the title in 2024, going 40-24. Dominant year for Trevor, sadly.
Felt good. Felt really good.
Pick'em winners. Our final pick'em winners for the year. We had 34 winners for the Super Bowl. This is the last time I'm going to have to do this for 7 months, which is kind of bittersweet, but not at all. So our 34 winners, we had at Native Pats, 1492, 2-time winner. At RM3_sports, 2-time winner. At Bills Mania 61381, huge sports fan. At Michael STO 87934 Rockies fan. At Jay Carm hates the Chiefs. At Thomas Noble 12 2-time winner. At Sex Out of Here Bills fan. At Itzhak 2B Wise from Kannapolis. At 4 for Paulo, creative for sports affiliation at Sports JW Quack and makes memes. At Coquette Mar 85979 in Old Soul. At Jeff Sylvia 3 Dolphins fan. At Philly Sports Boom 2-time winner. At Seiji newspaper sports betting publication at Less Than Ted. Eagles fan. At Isla Trump fan. At Lazy from the Lit 2-time winner. At Dave Anderson 019 Eagles fan. At Mountains Today 3-time winner. At Lucas Kieran 2-time winner. At athlete_COD soccer fan. At eDirt96 trying to prove his English. At EO_A_T real estate acquisition director. At RA Bears fan likes 80s rock. At Pete Braverman 2-time winner. At Michael 6405818 Eagles fan. At Mark_Mikowski 3-time winner. At Joel Topping 4-time winner. At Fudd Seelick 5-time winner. At True Beach Lover 4-time winner. At Gay C. Crownger retired government person agent. At Red White_Munich 2-time winner. At E Gallo 40831 4-time winner. And at Beer Me Again 909 craft beer lover. So congrats to all you winners. Our final leaderboard for the year, we had 7 people finished with 5 wins this season. So congrats to all our winners for the 2024 season. At Barry Kathleen, at Mary Israel 24, at Tyrone Chuz 1, at BW Adams 24, at Aiden Messi 177, at Jay Hertzan 5, and at Fudd Seela. Congrats to all you winners this season. Thanks for playing along with us, and we'll see you guys next year.
All righty. Thank you, everyone, for joining in on the Pick'em. It's always a good time, and it's fun to argue with these guys.
Do we do preseason pick'em? Can't remember.
Why would we, dude?
No, right?
No.
We're about the real deal, man. The real
Yeah, we're
deal.
about real football. So a couple more things to talk about with the Super Bowl. Xavier Worthy having the most receiving yards by a rookie in the Super Bowl. Is this significant or no?
It's significant in the sense that I think he's going to be really good, especially with Rashee Rice back. But it's not significant with
Happened.
Sure, it's not. Don't make it bigger than what it is. But yeah, significant for what it is.
I think it's insignificant.
I mean,
he's going to have that record probably forever. I'm just going to put it out there. 140-something yards receiving.
He had 150-something, like 152 or something.
Oh, did he have 150?
Didn't he have him all in the second half too?
It was all like
Probably.
It was all like
the last minute.
It was all in the last 17 minutes of the game. So it was just the very end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter. And it was after they had gone down 34-0, and then it was 40-something to nothing, or 40-something to 7, or no, 40-something to 6. And it was just okay.
That's
Throw in the backups. Don't get any injuries. We're trying to repeat next season.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett threw a pass in the Super Bowl for Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. That's sad.
Is what it is. Is what it is.
Do you think the Eagles beating on the Chiefs will show the NFL how to beat the Chiefs? How to game plan against Mahomes? Or do you think it's just the Eagles being super talented?
Nah, it's the Eagles. They're just that good, dude.
It's the same thing that happened to Washington. They just didn't have the juice to keep up with the Eagles. And it's when you look at that roster top to bottom,
so good.
It's just better. The Eagles, when the Eagles lose, it's because the Eagles play bad. It's not because the other team outplays the Eagles. Well, it's because the Eagles stop themselves. That's how talented that roster is.
So that game that Hurts got injured in the regular season and Washington beat them towards the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Tampa beat them kind of badly early. Did they only have 2 losses or not? I think they had 3.
I think they had 3.
They were nasty.
3 sounds right.
But when I look at the roster, offensively, obviously they're loaded.
Their
I mean,
offensive line, they blocked like every blitz the Chiefs brought. Like
Yeah.
when they were passing. They
offensive
blocked
line's
everything.
great. The weapons are insane.
How about AJ Brown and trying to fight Nick Sirianni when they were up 24-0? That was certainly interesting.
They were trying to fight.
Yeah, they were on the sidelines, like getting in each other's face and stuff.
That's
But he
just
scored,
Philadelphia, man.
he scored a
Just Nick
touchdown like
Sirianni.
3 minutes later.
But and then the defensive side of the ball to get how many was it? 7 sacks or 6 sacks?
Oh, they were killing him.
6 or
Man.
7 sacks on a 4-man rush. They had a 0% blitz percentage all night. They only brought 4
Yeah.
all night, and the Chiefs had no answer.
I saw some clips on Twitter of Travis Kelce being very lazy blocking.
Not sure.
Yeah, he might be cooked.
Who were they beating? Was it like the tackles? I'd assume with how bad the Chiefs tackles are pretty much their only. Or were they beating like the inner?
Yeah,
They
it
were
was
beating-
tackles, but it was like everything, dude.
It was everybody was losing on blocks, and the Chiefs players weren't getting open early like they normally do.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, press coverage with decent corners, bring a 4-man rush, makes Patrick have to hold the ball a little bit longer than he's used to having to do, and they just killed him. They just
Do you think they
smothered
just-
the zone?
The game plan too much on just stopping Saquon. I mean, Saquon really didn't look like he didn't do much in this game, but
He said, "I'm obviously no head coach, but why not try to put Wentz in and see what he can do?"
how beautiful! I would have cried.
Dude, I saw Wentz. Hurts was trying to go shake his hand after the game, and Wentz like got away from him.
I didn't see it.
Like he didn't want to talk to him.
I want to see that video, but
Were they on the team together?
Yeah, he took his job.
yeah.
I thought there was someone else.
You're thinking of Dak and Tony Romo.
No.
Isn't it wild that Nick Sirianni was on the chopping block a season ago? Well, if they don't win, if they get first rounded again next year, guess who's going to be on the chopping block next offseason?
Yeah, you know who was calling for his job was Dan Orlovsky. You know, people think that guy's gonna go into coaching in the NFL. Dan Orlovsky
He's gonna go coach Lamar.
as an OC. I don't know about that, man.
I
I don't know how I feel about that. Where do you guys think Aaron Rodgers is gonna go?
think
Vegas.
retire.
Really?
I think he's going to play one more year.
The
You don't
Raiders?
think he'll clash with Carroll and Chip Kelly?
Where's Chip Kelly?
Raiders.
He's their OC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chip Kelly? I didn't know that. I heard players hate him. They hate playing for him.
I feel like Rodgers and Carroll and Kelly is just a weird fit.
I'm
I've
not
seen
saying I disagree, but
I've seen the Steelers are the favorite for Rodgers after today.
oh my God, Steelers fans would cry.
Yeah, they're
They
not.
would actually cry. They might leave the fandom if they get Rodgers.
Zach, don't worry. They'll be 9-1, and then they'll choke. The end of
But
the
you know
year.
what? You know what's going to happen if they get Rodgers? Half of fucking NFL is going to say, listen, Rodgers actually wasn't that bad last year. Like, look at the numbers. Like, he actually wasn't that bad. He's not.
He really
the
wasn't that
Jets.
bad.
He was pretty bad.
He was
I mean,
not that bad.
He just was nothing special.
He's not what he used to be, but he's not awful.
He's
still a
not
starting.
awful, but like he was. I mean, most of his.
I mean, he
stuff
looked like
came
Russell
from-
Wilson on the Broncos.
He's good
Most
enough
of
to
his stuff
start in
came
the
from just
NFL.
taking what the defense was giving him.
But, like, I just remember this past offseason, the Jets. Rodgers is finally back. They're going to win a Super Bowl.
Jets are cursed. I've heard them trading to the first overall pick for a quarterback.
Really?
Uh huh.
Uh,
I heard some people on Twitter say just stick it out with Tyrod for a year.
honestly, yes. You want to get to the playoffs, you get Tyrod Taylor in there at quarterback.
They got a good team, man. I mean,
They're also cursed.
Tyrod
heard,
is that guy. Tyrod's that guy, dude. That's
Is he?
if I was a GM of the Jets, I'm getting Tyrod and then I'm loading up everywhere around him. And I'm just
They might
getting
lose
Tyrod,
Garrett
do
Wilson.
Tyrod Taylor stuff. I'll become a Jets fan next year as like a secondary team if they run with Tyrod Taylor as a starter.
I feel
And
like if that was
if
gonna
they
happen-
draft a quarterback next year and they start Tyrod Taylor, that quarterback's going to be really, really good in the future.
You know who they have? They have Jordan Travis. I don't know if they plan on playing him ever.
I forgot about that.
If Tyrod played like 6 or 7 games and then
Gets his lung punctured by medical staff, and then Jordan Travis goes out there and throws 4 touchdowns.
Like, kill this guy. We can't stop him.
Had to stop him some way. Honestly, the same thing happened in Cleveland too. I feel so bad for Tyrod because he got screwed by Buffalo, and then he went to Cleveland.
I didn't know.
And then he got hurt in Cleveland, and Baker started playing well, so they benched him. Then he went to LA, started out like 2-0.
LA who?
And then they punctured his lung right before a game.
Oh, the Chargers.
Yeah. And then Justin Herbert came in and threw like 3 touchdowns in that game. And I was like, okay, see you, Tyrod. It's like, fuck, man. Can't catch a break. It would be a travesty if Orlovsky got a job as a head coach.
Yeah.
No, what would be a travesty is if Zane Smith got a job as a head coach. No offense.
He's not going to get a job as a head coach. Not yet.
Rodgers said he's not going to be around the game at all.
Roger, like Aaron Rodgers?
I assume
They
that's
said-
yeah, I
Rodgers.
said Rodgers.
They said that's why he left because he.
Well,
the Jets
they
didn't
said
want-
he wasn't allowed to do the Pat McAfee show anymore if he was going to get the job. And so
Which
he
is-
said, okay, bye.
Who said he wasn't allowed to do the Pat McAfee show?
The Jets.
Jets.
Why?
Why does that organization do anything that? Like,
What? Yeah, no more being on podcasts. What? That's
Hey,
why. I'm
Beerley-
not, that's why.
hey,
I'm not
Aaron,
an NFL
Beerley's
quarterback.
always looking, man.
That's why I'm not an NFL quarterback. They would say I can't be on this podcast.
That's why you're not.
Yeah.
No other reason.
Trevor,
whatsoever.
what string quarterback were you on Tenrock's team?
I was actually 3rd on the depth chart, but when our starter got benched, I started. So I was the backup 3rd string.
Was the backup like sick?
No, the backup was okay. Imagine this: you got your senior, who's a pretty decent quarterback, decent athlete. You got another senior who's your quarterback 2, and you got me as a sophomore, quarterback 3. Quarterback 1 gets injured. Your quarterback 2 is Ryan Leduc. What are you gonna do? You know? You
Wait, is
remember
that the guy that you said was doing like semi-pro, like U30 football
Yeah, dude.
for like
He
a
was-
while? And he's like telling you how he saw it as a way for him to get into like the league or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
That was
crazy.
that same guy. He was tiny though, dude. It's like one of the skinniest people I've ever seen. Because I remember coach was arguing with him at practice, and he said, "You're benched. You're done." And then he looked at Ryan, and then he pointed at him, didn't say anything, and he said, "Trevor, you're starting next week." And I was like, "Yes, we're playing Auburndale. I'm hyped." We were playing Haines City. I was like, "No."
Derwin.
Yeah, they had Derwin. That was my first start ever. Was against Derwin and DJ Law.
But
DJ
you didn't see him. He was on the other side of the football.
Who? DJ?
Law didn't-
No, I didn't.
DJ didn't play D.
Thankfully.
And also he did poorly in Last Chance U.
Did he? Poor guy.
Yeah. So there's that. I want those shows to come back, man. I miss those.
Season
shows.
1 was good. Season 1 was good.
Well,
That's
that
all
and
I
like
watched.
QB1, where you have these high school quarterbacks that are like top rated in the nation. Like you got to see Tate Martell be just a jackass for like entire season.
He has like a man. I wish I could describe this, but I don't know really what it is. But it's like an entrepreneurship business in Tampa, and he has like this loft in Tampa that he just all he does is like it's. You got to look at him on Instagram, but he's in Tampa, and he's doing some entrepreneurship.
That's the
business.
least surprising thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
But like, you
looks
also had
good.
like Justin Fields was on that show. Sam Hartman was on that show. Like back when they were seniors in high school. I don't know. I really liked both those shows. I think they should come back. But right now, all we have in that kind of vein of entertainment is the Hard Knocks on
Well, there's
HBO.
that like Netflix show.
Right.
Do you watch the wide receiver show?
No,
It was QB and now it's wide receiver.
that's stupid. Quarterback's so much more interesting.
You didn't know because it was like the first year was like Kirk Cousins, Mahomes, and somebody else, and then none of the quarterbacks want to do it, so they're doing wide receivers. So they just
Who are the
follow-
receivers?
I think it was like Justin Jefferson.
Oh, I think I do remember that.
Yeah, because like
I've never
nobody
seen it.
Who are the other ones? I want Tyreek Hill on there.
I know you don't.
No, they don't either.
I don't think the Dolphins want Tyreek Hill on there. It's like, oh, it'll boost jersey sales. No, it'll destroy the Dolphins.
Let's see,
It'll destroy the franchise.
it's Devontae Adams, George Kittle,
That's a
Debo.
tough.
Yeah, I remember that.
Debo, Justin Jefferson, and Amon-Ra. So it just like follows them throughout.
It's
the
just
season.
Amon Ra in his room, like saying the names everyone who got drafted before him out loud,
Yeah.
just like a dark room with like one lamp
Over and
on. He's
over
just
again.
like over and over again.
Doing push-ups. Yeah,
I feel like Debo would be entertaining.
think so.
I feel like he'd be the least entertaining one there.
Debo's an interesting guy. Who do you think's going to trade for Debo?
I don't know.
An AFC North team.
Some Jags fans are floating the idea of trading our pick for Debo, and I was
The
like, a
fifth
first,
overall pick.
yeah, I think that
No.
it was our 5th for their 11th and Debo.
Oh, that's not.
I've
As
heard
bad.
he like loves the Broncos.
I don't hate
He
that.
keeps, like-
The Broncos
he keeps-
need a wide
he keeps
receiver
talking
too.
about them.
What if T Higgins goes to the Broncos?
T.
Honestly,
Higgins,
the
Jags.
what about Debo to the Commanders? Terry McLaurin and Debo together?
Stephon Diggs to the Commanders.
Is
And Miles
Stephon
Garrett.
Diggs, is he in that DeAndre Hopkins ring chasing phase, or
I don't know. How old is he? Like 31, something? He just come off an ACL. I don't know.
I feel like he's got to be. I saw it come out early today that DeAndre was retiring, and then it came out like an hour
Yeah, I
later
saw
that
that
he
tweet was
wasn't.
fake. It got
That
me.
was
Yeah.
a fake Schefter account, Zach.
Yeah, that was a fake Adam Schefter.
Don't fall for it.
But I read that.
I didn't tweet about it. I just was like, oh wow, that drop in the Super Bowl really fucked him up in the head. I
Yeah,
guess
there was-
he was just like, I
There was
don't
a lot
have
of
it
space in
anymore.
front of him, man.
There was no one within 20 yards of the guy.
Maybe
He really
more.
did nothing. Like, remember he had those like 2 games he like went off in the middle of the season. He had like 2 touchdowns, and then he just did nothing the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So like, oh, DeAndre's back, 1 each game, and just done.
They should have heat checked him in the Super Bowl. Like, just get him 1-on-1 against someone and throw it up. Just heat check it. Yeah, that's
What
why
if-
you brought him in, you know? Like, that's why you brought him in, was to replace Rashee Rice as like an outside threat.
Do you think Kelsey's done?
I think based on his performance in the Super Bowl, especially after they got down, it just didn't seem like he wanted to be there.
Yeah.
And
He
so
can't
that
put
to me
focal point
says
for them.
someone that to me
I'm gonna grab a beer.
that to me shows like he had kind of like he was accepting that this was it. If that makes sense.
Do you think do they need to add more skill players next year? Or you think Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, if Noah Gray takes over at tight end, do they have enough?
I
Do they need
think
somebody else.
I think it wouldn't be a bad. I probably wouldn't spend like a ton of money on a guy, but like get someone else in there as a pass catcher. Because I think Xavier Worthy is like fine, but he's still, in my opinion, like he's a decent wide receiver 3. I don't think he's wide receiver 2 material.
That's ridiculous.
I don't.
Xavier Worthy's a beast. He's a great wide
fast.
receiver too.
He's fast.
With
he's
Rice,
fast.
that's
He's
a
got
great
okay hands. Rashee Rice is the wide receiver 1 on that team. I think Xavier Worthy would be a really good wide receiver 3. I think he's a low end wide receiver 2.
That is crazy.
Worthy?
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Who's wide receiver 2?
I'm saying they don't have one right now. Not a legit
Saying
one.
What about
Worthy's
Hollywood
not-
Brown?
Saying Worthy's not a wide receiver too.
I still think he is.
Nah, they'll be fine next year, but they don't need to rely on Kelsey if he comes back.
Gray
Right.
is a pretty good tight end. I'd
Yeah,
still
he's
probably
decent.
get another pass catcher in there. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of tight ends in this draft too. There's at least 3 of them.
Yeah. If they
That are
wanted to
first
spend a
rounders.
first round pick on a tight end, that wouldn't be shocking to me.
If Tyler Warren goes there, that'll be awful.
That's what they do in Madden when Kelsey retires.
Draft Tyler Warren.
They draft a tight end in the first round.
They could get. I don't think they'll get Warren, but they might have a chance at Loveland.
Worthy wide receiver 3 statement is insane. Well, okay. Did he get any separation in the first 3 quarters of football? No.
I mean,
Has he
Eagles-
struggled? Has he struggled with sideline awareness all year? Yes. So what do they have to run routes for him? Over the middle of the field deep. Because that's what he is. He's a guy that can stretch the field deep because he's fast. He's got okay hands. Other than that, he's pretty mediocre. I mean, it's just like actually watch the tape on Xavier Worthy. I'm not saying he's a bad wide receiver. He'd be a pretty good wide receiver 3, but he'd be a low-end wide receiver 2.
I don't know.
I mean, I could go through wide receiver 2s in the NFL and we could debate it, but like
Where do you have Jalen Hurts now, Zach?
Jalen Hurts.
I want to do a QB rankings episode in the next few weeks.
Yeah, well, we're gonna get to QB rankings, end of season QB rankings.
We should do our QB rankings and like free agency, like where we think they'll go next time we're together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have to do the end of year show next week, and then we're gonna take a week off because the end of year show is when we all get blasted. So, and that's clearly not this episode.
No,
I have a question I want to pose to you guys since Trevor kind of brought it up. This is just my personal opinion. Is there any point in talking about what your team is going to draft before free agency?
Maybe like your first round pick if you're in like the top 10 or 15.
See, I don't even know if I necessarily agree with that. Because, like...
But what about... You'd also have to look at your salaries, too, how much money you have.
Yeah.
You know?
But, like, if you can get... So I was thinking about this for the Jags. Like, Jags have a lot of areas of improvement that they need to fill.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they have offensive line, interior defensive line, probably another wide receiver, definitely a cornerback, probably a safety. Like, there's a lot of areas they need to improve.
Mm-hmm.
Zane, I'm not even going to dignify that response. Not even going to dignify that response. You're not even getting put on screen. Esai agrees with Kerry. He's a rookie that I see getting better. I could definitely see him getting better, Esai. I'm just saying right now. For right now, the tape that I've seen on him, he's a wide receiver 3. He's got, like, mid-tier wide receiver 2 upside. For me, right now, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, my whole thing is like for teams that have like a lot of areas of improvement. Obviously, Jags at what are they at 5?
Yeah.
Jags at 5. Like if we get like a decent cornerback opposite Tyson Campbell in free agency, it doesn't make sense to draft a cornerback there.
Mm-hmm.
Or if we get a decent defensive tackle, a decent run-stopping defensive tackle in free agency, it doesn't make sense to draft Mason Graham.
I agree.
If we get a decent wide receiver in free agency, it doesn't make sense to draft McMullen. So it's like, my whole thing is like, until I see free agency kind of play out,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't make sense for me to do that. Also, you don't know what kind of trades are going to happen between now and the draft.
Yeah, free agency opens up, I think, like March 3rd or March 4th, and then the NFL drafts like the end of April, the 20-something. So plenty of time in there.
I mean, if the Patriots...
That's my whole thing. Is like when you're picking in that top 10 is like, obviously your team sucks, right? There's a lot of areas where you need to improve. So
they tried the hardest, okay?
Okay. So your fans going to have a lot of opinions about what you should do in the draft. And there's going to be like, oh, we should go this way. No, we should go this way. Well, it kind of depends on what we are able to get in free agency. And so, like, I'm not going to talk about the Jaguars draft really at all until after free agency. Because then I'll have a better idea of, like, what's the biggest need on the team right now that we can get some immediate return on with a top 5 pick.
Do you know how much money you guys have?
I think we have a decent amount. It's not insane because we overpaid the shit out of Gabe Davis.
I forgot he was there.
Yeah.
Who did I saw the Jaguars getting a wide receiver today.
I've seen corner. I've seen wide receiver.
No, free agent or trade. I can't remember who it was.
I hope we trade. I don't know who would take him.
It wasn't Debo, but it was somebody else.
We have $33 million in cap space.
Debo and Jacksonville.
So, not bad. I would like to see a couple things happen. One, we got to offload Brendan Scherf.
Poor guy.
I think we also want to look to. He's the fifth most expensive cap hit on the team. I think we offload Scherf. I think we offload Gabe Davis if we can, and I think we offload Evan Ingram if we can.
I don't think they get rid of him after 1 year.
Yeah, I think they'll keep him.
I just think,
especially going.
Well, you also got to think you're getting a new head coach and new GM.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will either. If I was the GM of this team, I would be shopping all 3 of those guys.
I mean, the one thing is with the Jags, it's a complete reset, new GM, new head coach. So
that's what I'm saying. Like they might move on from someone after 1 year if they think it was a bad deal. The new GM coming in might be like, okay, we're going to shop these guys. I think for Liam Cohen's system, I think it makes sense to move on from Ingram now because if you look at the tight ends that he likes to use, he likes bigger tight ends that block pretty well.
Brenton Strange.
I mean, look at Cade Otton in Tampa. Brenton Strange fits that mold a little bit better. God, Zane's so annoying. Okay.
Poor guy.
I think, Zane, here you go. I think Xavier Worthy's a better wide receiver than Gabe Davis.
I mean, Gabe Davis sucks.
I think Gabe Davis
it's
is
not
bad.
a compliment.
Would y'all take Amari Cooper
I
or
think-
Xavier Worthy?
Oh, God.
I think I'm taking Amari Cooper.
No,
Actually, pretty
Come
handily.
on.
I'm taking Amari
I
Cooper.
knew you
That
guys
is
would
rid-
split on
that
that.
is just nonsense.
I knew you guys would split.
Amari Cooper,
Amari Cooper is washed. He's
Oh, he's not.
gone, man. He is
not
gone. There's nothing
He had some
there.
good catches this year.
He had like 12 catches the whole season
well, they don't throw the ball that much.
because he can't catch it.
No. I knew y'all would split on that.
No,
He's
Trevor
got-
just loves saying he's a wide receiver.
Yeah, either the best hands on the team or the second best hands.
Amari
on the
Cooper
team.
probably, yeah. Him or Shakir.
of a terrible receiving
Yeah.
core. I take Matt Collins. I would take
Deion
Matt
Coleman's
Collins over Amari.
got bricks.
Matt
for
Collins
hands.
is a better wide receiver than Amari Cooper is. Right
Shut up.
Dude, you are so
No.
crazy.
now. Amari
You see
Cooper
the
is
stuff I had to
washed.
put up with on this show? Oh my god.
Washed.
Matt Collins.
Matt Collins is long hair Gabe Davis.
Matt
That's all
Collins
he
is
is.
a
That's all he's ever going to
bro.
be, and all he
He's
ever.
the only Bills wide receiver that showed up in the playoffs.
Anyway,
That's crazy. Insane. Oh, freaking
Trevor, you're a Ravens fan, so like, what do you want the Ravens to do this offseason?
bring back Ronnie Stanley.
What should the Ravens do? Pass rusher for sure. I like I like watching the Ravens, but I'm not super invested.
If I was smoking good shit, I wouldn't share it with you, Isai, after that comment.
I heard them talking about bringing Marquise Brown back, and I thought that was a good idea for them. But apparently some of the fan base didn't like that idea for emotional reasons. I'm not sure what happened there. But
can they please get an actual backup quarterback just in case Lamar goes down? You can't roll with Josh Johnson again.
That's great. No, Josh Johnson is crazy. I'll agree with you on that. I don't understand.
Jalen,
Just draft a guy in like the 7th round. I don't know. Utah State.
Jalen Milroe falls. Do you hate Jalen Milroe as Lamar?
Milroe said he grew up a Ravens fan, and yes, I do, because that means Milroe's not going to fall past the 3rd round, and I think the Ravens need those first 3 picks on something else. Don't think quarterback.
What do you think they spend them on?
Pass rusher, safety.
I love that he didn't even fight me on that. He's a Ravens
because
fan.
He's not going to die. It's true.
I'm a Lamar Jackson fan.
Trevor Scott is a Ravens fan.
I'm a Lamar Jackson fan.
He's not a Bucs fan at all.
Yeah, I am. I just
No, you're not. You said you'd rather see Lamar win a ring than
I don't
the
think
Bucs.
I said that on
That's
record.
Crazy.
Too bad
You absolutely said that on the podcast.
I mean, too bad it's never going to happen because Lamar chokes.
You were like, probably Lamar. You know, I got to see the Bucs win a Super Bowl.
I just saw it. You know, I'd probably cry when Lamar wins a ring.
It's never going to happen, dude.
Yeah. Well,
he didn't cry when the Bucs won a ring. He'll cry when Lamar wins a ring.
Dude, when the Rays were in the World Series the other year, that was a while ago. Was that like 5 years ago? That was emotional. But they got beaten 5. Gentlemen's sweep.
Yeah.
So.
But that one win was electric,
Dude,
though.
they were. Oh, it was great.
When they got that walk off.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was the COVID year. Shout out to the Rays.
But
is it baseball season now? Is it basketball season?
Pitchers and catchers just reported, I think.
That's awesome. I love spring training, dude.
Trevor's more of a catcher.
I am.
It is basketball season.
Basketball season is going on.
I watched my one basketball game of the week last night.
How's Florida? It must be nice being a Florida fan right now. Florida basketball.
They're pretty awesome. They just beat the number 1 team like a week ago.
Hey, guess who's number 1 in the A-Sun for the first time in years?
FGCL?
Believe.
Wait. Actually?
And the A-Sun, they're like 8-2 in the A-Sun, 8-3.
Oh.
First place in the A-Sun.
All this just to lose to Lipscomb in the second round. Just to get bodied by Lipscomb.
You're not lying.
You should see
There's
their
5
10
white guys that all know what to do.
The conference is like all these random teams now. Like all the teams when we were there are already gone.
Yeah, they change it
North
all the
Florida's still
time. My
there.
dad keeps up with that.
Isn't North Florida still there?
Yeah, North Florida is. It's like, let's see.
I have a shirt that says "Beat North Florida."
Eastern Kentucky, Austin P, Central
Austin
AR,
P.
West Georgia, Bellarmine.
Bellarmine?
West Georgia. I know a guy that plays golf for West Georgia.
Yeah.
Shout out to Landry.
North Alabama. It's just like Lipscomb, Jacksonville, FGCU, and Stetson are the only ones left from when we were there.
Shout out to those guys. Kerry, what do you want the Patriots to do this offseason?
Get a roster full of NFL players is the goal. You know, I'd like.
Okay. Do you think you're going to be able to pull that off, Kerry?
I think we can get closer. I think 2026 is the year. You know, at least get a couple.
Kerry's already writing off next season. He's just like, yeah, we're going to suck again.
If they can just get,
we're going to finish like 6-11.
If they can just get a couple decent guys in the O-line and get at least one weapon for May, that's a start. At least one weapon. Some guy he can trust. One.
He likes Hunter Henry.
Just hit on one wide receiver. One.
Yeah, y'all have a great track record with hitting on wide
It's-
receivers.
Terry, I
pretty
think you
bad.
guys are gonna take Abdul Carter.
Best player available. I
I
don't
wouldn't
hate it.
MC. Yeah, I wouldn't MC.
I'm
wouldn't be
honest.
upset with that.
The Patriots roster is so lack of talent. I am perfectly fine with best player available. I've seen Mason Graham there a
Do you
lot.
think they should do that every round, basically?
Yeah,
Like work free agency and then just go best player available all draft?
that's what I think. It's just all about getting talent. There's so many holes in this roster right now. Besides Christian Gonzalez and Drake May, I don't have a lot of hope. So
So,
Was Christian Gonzalez healthy all year?
until like the last week or two, he got hurt. But
Quinyon Mitchell's better than him. Sorry.
and Madden maybe.
Nah,
Trevor,
definitely
yeah,
in real life.
this might be Trevor's like worst take of the year. Just hating on Cooper DeJean, calling him a safety. The man
Bro.
gets a 6 in the Super Bowl. He proves white people can play corner. How do you feel about that, Trevor? We're back.
He was in
I mean, that was like Jackie Robinson hitting his first home run. Like it,
in February too.
yeah.
Were you wrong on him, Trevor?
Nah, he was in zone. Like he was
Oh.
helping.
Trevor can just
Fucking-
never admit any time when he's ever wrong on anything.
Also, you could put any corner in the Eagles defense, any decent one. But he's good. He's better than Riley Moss.
Riley Moss is good.
Riley Moss is just always there. Like he's gonna give up the catch, but he's gonna tackle you right away. Like the coverage was good, but he's not gonna break up the
I
pass.
can't stand his prejudice against our white corner brothers.
Against the exciting
We
life.
matter.
That was like Riley Moss against the Bengals. He was like always right there, but it didn't matter.
I mean, also the Bengals have like the best 1-2 in
Yep,
football.
for now, until he's a Charger.
What do you guys think the Bengals need to do this offseason? Do they need to pay all the money they can?
I actually know a Bengals fan.
You know one. They exist.
So I've met one. I've actually met two, but I talk with one about football regularly. And they really want secondary, like so bad. Right now, everyone has them taking an edge, but they really want
But
secondary.
do you think should they break down and pay all the money they can to keep Higgins and Hendrickson? They're too big. Because Burrow
They should keep Hendrickson. They should keep Hendrickson. I'd let Higgins.
Burrow
go.
keeps coming out and saying he wants them to pay his guys, pay his guys, pay his guys. But it's like they have a lot of holes in that roster they got to fix otherwise.
Yeah, and like I think this year you're finally going to see what it looks like when Joe Burrow doesn't have like the best offensive weapons in the NFL. I think he'll still be good.
Fall off?
I just don't think he'll be
Are
as
you
good.
calling a fall off for Joe Burrow next year?
Definitely going to have worse stats next year than he did this year.
Wow. Interesting. I mean, he did have insane stats this year, so
Yeah, so it's not that hard of a call.
that's fair. All right, I want to play a quick game when Trevor gets back.
Okay. What's the
We're
game?
gonna go. I'm just gonna go a couple guys that have been off-season rumors already, and just give your early predictions of where you think they'll be playing next season. So obviously, we'll go in the off-season a lot more. We have 7 months of off-season takes, discussion, everything. Let's
That's
a little bit
fun.
early, just not think too much, get these thoughts off your head. All right, Trevor, you ready?
Yeah.
Don't know if you heard me. I'm just going to go through a couple players who have been, talks lately. Where do you think they're going to play next season? Don't think too hard, just where you think. Cooper Kupp.
Can I have my eyes closed?
Yes.
All right.
I say Buffalo Bill.
Ooh, I
What?
like that.
Cooper Kupp, Buffalo Bills, my prediction.
Oh, Cooper Kupp.
Yes. This is rapid, Trevor. Can't think too much. Can't think too much.
Cooper Kupp to the Bills. I don't know. I haven't thought about this, so I'll just say
That's the whole point.
the Bucks.
That man is a New York Giant.
Interesting.
I like that. Actually, Titans.
I was thinking Titans first, and then I
Where
was
careers go to die.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett.
like, oh God.
Commanders.
I think he's.
Commanders.
I think he stays in Cleveland, shockingly.
I could see that.
I don't think he does. I think he ends up going Rams.
Deebo Samuel.
Jag, actually.
This is a tough one.
Commander.
I think he is going to be a Jaguar. Unfortunately, I don't really want him, but
All right, Max Crosby.
Is he for sure leaving?
I'm just saying, you could say he goes back to them. These are guys that are in.
I think he's going to be a Raider
Raiders.
again. I can't see him in
A
another
Baltimore
year.
Raven.
Sorry.
I like that. They need a pass rusher too.
Matthew,
How much help does Lamar need?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
Matthew
that's me quoting Billy Trev Scott.
Matthew
Like
Stafford.
just substituting a name. Matthew Stafford?
Ooh, can I say Stafford to the Giants?
I've seen that.
I feel like he would love
I'm
throwing
gonna go.
to Malik
I
Neighbors.
think he's gonna be back at the Rams.
I feel like he might just retire though. If I had to guess, I'd say retire. He's
I'll
not
say
alpha enough to stand up to his wife.
I'll say Raiders.
Huh?
Raiders.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much.
All right, Tyreek Hill.
Raider.
Packers.
Interesting.
He doesn't care about winning rings. He just wants his bread, dude.
And cheese.
Jeez.
Packers.
All right, last two. Trey Hendrickson. I think he stays in Cincy.
Yeah, I don't care.
I think he's a.
I saw something about him to the Bears the other day.
I was gonna say Bears.
Guess I knew it. And last one, Derek Carr.
Jets.
New York Jet. Yes.
Nah,
I think he is going to be a
I
Jet
don't
as
know.
well.
Maybe the Jets. That would suck for them.
When are they picking?
They have like
Jets
what,
have the 7th pick.
Saints have like 15, I think.
Saints have 8 or 9.
10. Oh. Is it that high?
Yeah, they have 8 or 9.
And they actually
So, like, the top two quarterbacks aren't going to be there for the Jets.
I've heard about
So,
Shore
like,
dropping.
they're going to have to make a move in free agency.
and it doesn't seem like
I think they go bridge quarterback, and I think Derek.
doesn't seem like Kellen Moore likes.
Unless they can get like a Stafford. But
Do you guys like the Kellen Moore signing?
We'll see. I mean, he's had his struggles. We'll see. Head coach is his first gig, right? Was he the
Yeah.
quarterback that did the Statue of Liberty in college? No, right?
The what?
are you talking about for Boise
Yeah,
State?
that wasn't him, right?
No, that was
Yeah,
before him.
okay.
That was against Adrian Peterson.
I remember him playing in college. He was left-handed, right? Or he is,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, he was a good quarterback, dude.
He switched to right-handed.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't think it matters how good of a coach you are with the cap situation going on right now in New Orleans. You can't really make any big moves.
True.
You're kind of hamstrung from the jump, which is why I think no one wanted this job. I think that this is kind of just a shitty spot to be in. There's not really a future there. I mean, you have Olave, but he's got as many, or if not more, concussions than Tua. Rashid Shaheed seems like a relatively promising wide receiver, but then there's like nothing. You don't have the money to add to this roster.
Yeah.
You're overpaying like 12 guys, like insane amounts of money, and so like you're not going to be able to add outside of the draft this offseason. So the team's not going to get that much better.
Would you? It's worse, right, to be stuck in a mediocre team like that than to be stuck in a terrible team that at least you're getting top picks for. All right.
Yeah. 100%.
Like safety.
Well, especially because of the cap situation.
Yeah.
Because there's less you can even do to improve where
Would you
you're
rather
at.
take the head coaching job right now at the Saints or the Browns?
I'd probably go
At
Browns.
least they have the second pick.
I would still
Yeah.
go Saints just because it's the Browns. They're gonna mess. They're gonna mess it.
I would go
They're
Browns.
gonna mess it up. You know they will.
I'd go Browns, and then you know what I wouldn't do? I wouldn't trade my future for a quarterback with like active sexual assault allegations
That's
and pay him like $250 million.
Like, yeah, this is
That's
our
what I
guy.
wouldn't do.
they're gonna trade for Justin Tucker next.
I hope they do, bro.
Oh, last thing I want to bring up at least. You know, we've had to listen to this argument for a long time about certain quarterback pushing 30 with no accolades, and he can blabble all he wants. Guess who won the MVP,
We had
buddy?
to.
Guess who wanted to take on Josh Allen this year? And guess who won MVP?
I mean,
No, you blabble about Lamar's MVPs all the time.
okay.
Nothing? You have no response to Kale Buffalo or any of your Buffalo. The Josh Allen won MVP.
I mean, I've already talked
And the
all
year
that.
you were going to prove him wrong, Josh Allen won
Well,
MVP.
my stance at the beginning of the season was they need a receiver that is essential to Josh's success at winning anything significant. And they didn't have one, and this was the year they were going to do it without one because Diggs is gone. Then they traded for one, so they kind of proved me right.
They proved you right. The guy that finished the season with like 16 catches as a Bill really contributed to Josh Allen winning MVP. Brilliant work from Trev Scott.
I mean, I don't think it was 15 catches.
He had 24 catches on the year, and like 12 of those were the Browns. No, wait. 16 of those were with the Browns. That is crazy.
What?
He only had 14 catches as a Bill in like
Well,
games.
the way the defenses were playing the Bills early on in the season, it was much more effective. They were really loading the box because that guy on the boundary was Keon Coleman. You didn't have to respect that. But when you got Amari Cooper out there, at least you got to respect it.
So do you
My
wanna
biggest
call it?
beef with I don't hate that the Josh Allen won MVP because he was one of 3 players this year that deserved it.
I don't think we've ever heard him say that. Remember, Jack, when we were
I don't
fighting-
think that's
remember when he
crazy,
was
dude.
fighting about Josh Allen not playing well? He didn't play good against the Cardinals because they weren't a great team. and
Well, I
stats
think
were
that
good.
Lamar and Saquon earned it more. I think they deserved it more. But I mean, Josh Allen statistically had a good enough season to win MVP. Couple of my beefs. First of all, I don't like how much people just talk shit about the rest of the Bills roster. I think the Bills have had a really good roster for a long time. That's why they've been in AFC Championship games. They've been in deep in the playoffs for like the last 5 years. They have a good roster, but it just seems like everybody's like, oh, it's Josh Allen and nobody else. And then also, I don't think Josh Allen's stats are quite MVP enough if you were to take away the tush pushes. Now, you can't take away tush pushes. So, okay. That's all. You can't. But if you could,
If stats matter that much, why did Lamar win MVP last year?
they don't matter that much.
I think it's a difference in perception. I think the perception is Lamar has 8 All-Pros or Pro Bowlers on his team. Josh Allen has 2.
It won.
Oh, 1.
Yeah, I mean 2 including.
And so, like, to get as far as they did, for him to have the season that he had, with only 1 other All-Pro or Pro Bowler on the roster versus Lamar having 8 or 9, Saquon having a number of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a number. Even though most of the help he gets is gonna come from the offensive line. The Eagles does have do have a great offensive line. And their guys block downfield, which is, I think, what gives him that explosive play ability. Obviously, he's an insane athlete and has been doing that since college, but it does help when your receivers are blocking downfield. Your tight ends are blocking downfield after you've gotten to that second level.
Devontae Smith is like 180 pounds, and he loves to block. Yeah, I like that. I like Devontae Smith.
I do too. He's a dog.
That roster is incredible.
And I think this should put I think that this game puts Brock Purdy squarely outside of whatever you have Jalen Hurts at.
Yeah.
They're the same quarterbacks. Hurts is a little bit.
No way. I had this conversation with Kerry the other day. Jalen Hurts would be better anywhere you put him that you put Brock Purdy. Kerry.
Wait, is he a free agent this year?
Who, Purdy? He has one more year.
Or did they re-sign him?
It's one more year, I think, but then they wanted the deals this
And
year.
then apparently he's going to reset the quarterback market.
That's crazy.
Oh my God! If they
I
pay
will put
him,
a gun in my mouth if Brock Purdy resets the quarterback market. I like Brock Purdy though.
Brock Purdy's good, but he's not great.
Yeah,
He's just Jared Goff. He's just Jalen Hurts. Jalen
and
Hurts
usually
is
like the stuff you get from him, like good game managing, comes from like a second or third round quarterback.
oh my God! Yeah, they're saying that they're almost willing to pay him whatever. They want him to be a Niner for the rest of his career.
They don't mean that.
Which is crazy. Like, listen, guys, you've had a lot of success with quarterbacks in the draft and just, like, making any quarterback look good because your roster's really good. You're throwing that away if you sign Brock Purdy to a massive contract. I mean, literally just lighting it on fire.
But if the cap continues to increase, which it has been.
I don't think it
But
matters,
yeah,
dude.
still, you'd be paying the most expensive position the most money ever. So it would have to give you problems eventually.
Yeah.
And a roster that is
Yep.
trending downhill.
Yeah,
Yes.
Trent Williams is going to retire soon.
Trent Williams is going to retire soon. You're probably losing Debo. Ayuk's coming off of an injury, and he was unhappy going into last season. So it's like the roster's trending downhill. McCaffrey, no one knows what's going on with his knees, but they're held together with bubble gum and toothpicks.
I could
So,
see
like-
Devontae going to the Niners.
Who?
Devontae?
Adams?
Yeah. I kind of like that.
And then Rodgers goes there?
That would be fun.
That's who he's wanted to play
For
for
years.
his entire life. When they took Alex Smith over him, he almost
That's where
cried.
he's from, right?
Yeah,
Ship Purdy to Las
from like Santa
Vegas.
Clara.
Trade
Huh?
Purdy to Las Vegas and go all in with Rodgers.
Dude, that would be sick. Rodgers signs like a 1 year, $5 million contract, so they frees up all the cap space so they can sign all these
That would be
players.
fun.
That'd be disgusting.
Oh.
Or they sign him to the Otani deal. It's like a 2-year deal. It's like first year it pays out like $1 million.
He doesn't need the money.
Second
Like,
year.
come on,
You
he
guys think
wants
the Vikings are ready for McCarthy day one?
Jeez. By the way, I saw him doing an interview today. I don't remember what
McCarthy?
show it was. ESPN's just ESPN's just on in the pro shop. I'm a golf professional. And I saw him doing an interview today. I just realized I hate his face.
JJ
I
McCarthy?
hate the way he looks.
Interesting.
He's like had a backwards hat on and was like I don't know, he just looks like a douchebag. Like I don't
Looks like Tate Martell.
reminds me too much of Trevor. I hate him.
Tate Martell.
Yeah. It's giving me real Tate Martell vibes, except he's less athletic than Tate Martell. He's probably a better passer. He's less athletic. I think you're gonna see. Well, we'll talk about it more off season, but I think you're gonna see a down year for the Vikings next year, like hardcore down
Like the
year.
Bears finish higher than them.
potentially.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, with all the help Caleb Williams has around him,
Sheesh. And the number 10 pick.
I have seen more Darnold going back stuff lately.
Why, bro?
I saw there were talks about it. I don't know.
Why?
oh, we didn't say where we thought Darnold was going. I mean, I know we talked about it
He
earlier.
should go
But
to the Giants.
what do you guys think?
He should go to the Giants. They should draft Travis Hunter. They'll have Malik Neighbors, Travis Hunter. Offensive line's got a little better. Tyrone Tracy, Wandale Robinson. Just wait for that draft with all them quarterbacks. Giants will be back.
Raiders, I think.
I would hate to see him go to the Raiders.
They need a bridge quarterback and if they don't get Shador,
I think they're gonna get him though.
they're gonna trade up to 2 or 1.
Like, I mean, if the Raiders have a good line, they have Brock Bowers, Myers. If they get an actual running back, his job won't be that hard there.
I actually wanted Cam Ward to go there before the regular season was over, and they went from like pick 1 to pick 6. Cam Ward and Brock Bowers, I like that.
That'd be a good combo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Alrighty. I think that's all we have for tonight's show. So make sure if you liked the episode, make sure you give us a like. And then also, if you like the episode, make sure you check out the Beerly Sports merchandise store. Link is down in the description on Teespring. Got a lot of cool stuff. And we're going to have more cool stuff coming out over the off season. Make sure you keep an eye on it. And maybe even a new discount code. Probably Cody Eastside again, because he's our best guy. So we'll see you guys next week for the finale episode of season. What is this? Season 4?
They season
4?
I think it's
It is
4.
4. That's crazy.
anywhere between 0 and 10, somewhere in there.
Because I remember doing, this is season 4. Because I remember doing a finale episode. This is how I keep track. I remember doing a finale episode at the original apartment in Oakwood. I remember doing another finale episode at my place of work at the time because I couldn't get home in time to start the episode. And then I remember doing another finale episode when I lived in Delaware.
Our first episode was July 28th, 2021. I think we had a couple on CastBox before that. Yeah, so 21 was our first year, 22 second, 23, 24 is our fourth.
Past bars.
Fifth year.
This is our
Or
fifth.
next year will be our fifth.
Yeah, this is our
Yeah.
fourth. That's what I thought.
Thank you. If you stuck around.
4th anniversary episode. Well, not anniversary episode. 4th anniversary episode would be like June. But 4th season finale episode coming up next week. Make sure you bring plenty of drinks to play along with us while we play games. Get relatively inebriated and have just a